Well, hello, my friends. Before we begin, I'd like to thank you for the love and support that you've been showing the channel, and just seeing it grow means a lot to me. And for those of you who are new to the video, I'd like to ask that you subscribe so you don't miss out on the community that's growing, and together we'll do something with ourselves. Now, today's video is about Stellar. Is Stellar going to be the top 5 soon? Let me tell you why I believe so. Now, before we further dive into the situation, let me tell you that, as you can see by the recent videos that I've made, I take time when deducing a coin and when determining its future price. So it's rare that I'm wrong, but is it possible that I could be wrong in the future? Maybe. As of right now, I'm not, and I'm loving it. Now let's begin. Saying at number 8, I think it was number 11 at a time, like last week. It's at a $13 billion market cap. For it to reach top 5, it has to be at least at $31 billion, meaning that it's gonna have to 1.5 itself times itself, or 150 times itself, percent increase, that is. Now, why do I find this feasible? Most people would say this is ridiculous, it's not feasible, and to me, it's possible. It's actually highly possible. Why? Well, because Ripple did it. And I believe Stellar to be the next Ripple. I believe Stellar to one day beat Ripple. Crazy? Not crazy enough. Let me show you something. Stellar is Ripple, but it's the better Ripple because it's a decentralized Ripple that meets all the ICO regulations that will soon be input on many, if not all, the ICOs you see here, on all the coins that you see here today. Now, Stellar is a non-profit that attempts to unify banks, not only banks, but also unifying individuals. And they do this through a system called Stellar Lumens that allows transactions to occur within 3 to 5 seconds. This is exciting. Now, why do I say, why wouldn't we just say, why not stick with Ripple? Why would we not stick with Ripple? Well, because Stellar, like I said, is a better Ripple. Stellar allows you to do the same thing in the same amount of time, but and with the same price, but it only has half the circulating supply, meaning that the company did not pre-mine billions of coins, meaning that, and not only that, but they're non-profit. Now, Ripple also mainly has a basis in America. Stellar is universal, meaning that it's cross-continental. Now that's very important because obviously the wider you spread out, the more people you reach out to. Now, and not only that, but it deals with banks, but it also deals with people sending transactions to one another. So it's not limited to a bank. So not only does it have the power of banks, but the power of people, simple people. That's something Ripple doesn't have. Now, in addition, it's partnered with IBM. IBM, hoping to make the 40-year-old burdened banking system out of date and obsolete. It's attempting to change the future, to make the future what it's meant to be, and that is quick, reliable, and cheap. Yes, and that is what it's soon going to be, whether you want it to or not. And I'm guessing we all want it to. Now, I had made a video stating the price prediction for Ripple, Cardano, Tron, and Stellar, and I had been on point, and actually they've actually surpassed my expectations, and that is wonderful. It just goes into saying that I'm a cautious being when I make these predictions. Do I believe it's going to reach top 5? Certainly. When is that? I'd say by by the beginning of February. In the beginning of February, expect to see Stellar at this position. Now, could it be past Bitcoin Cash? Possibly, but like I say, I'm a cautious being. I made I make predictions at the margin. Now, to get into more complex stuff, we just have to look at their total supply. So 100 billion total supply means that it's exactly the same as Ripple. For Ripple, too has 100 billion total supply. But where it differs at is because the total circulating supply is right now at 17 billion compared to Ripple's 38 billion. That's very wonderful for Stellar's case because it only leaves it room to grow more. Now, to move forward, why will it best Ripple? Well, because it not only works with the banks, but also works with people. As we said, we saw this last time, if you go back to my older video, I told you that they do remittances, micropayments, mobile branches, mobile money, but the most important part that I emphasized was services for the underbanked. People like you and I. You and I are people that this will help. Not only does it do this in a sense that it promotes the freedom and the isolation of the central government, but it also allows you to avoid the middleman being the bank, and remove those high fees and the huge time wasting that banks render or impose on people. Now, this is very important because we're dealing with a 40-year-old banking system that is overdue, and we are in need of a newer system to meet our developed society. Now, this offers just that, and it's nonprofit. Unlike Ripple, that began with a pre-mined uh, of like a odd number of pre-mined coins. Stellar is non-profit. They only have incentives to promote the well-being of the universe or the earth, whichever one you want to refer to. But with that being said, it's very important to see that this is the future. This will make ways for your children's children. Now, like I said, $2 is very feasible. This will soon be in this place, regardless of whether you want it or not. Huge, huge leap that it must take, but I think it's possible. I think it's very feasible to say that Stellar could be number 5 beginning February. Now, as for it surpassing Bitcoin Cash, potentially, but like I said, I make decisions at the margin and I do not like to. I'm a cautious being, with that being said. Furthermore, could it possibly overtake Ripple? Ripple, yes, I don't see why not, but that is with time on its side. 6 months, that is. Now, as you can see from my previous videos, I am very cautious when it comes to making these type of predictions. And as for replenishing on Stellar, could you do it now? Of course. Were I in a situation that I wished to buy more Stellar, now is the time because it's obviously recuperated and it's time that it's only time before it skyrockets back up. So yes, and I remember when I made a prediction of this last week and it was at 3 cents. Now it's 21. Crazy. For those of you who listened, you're welcome. I made a prediction of this as well. I believe it was at 60 cents. Look at it now. And obviously I made a prediction of this and it bested it tremendously. Well, I'm happy because I helped you out, and I just hope that you are able to find this video helpful, and if you do, then like the video and let me know more questions down in the comment box below. Thank you very much. Hey, yeah, you. Subscribe. Thanks.